LRTN Live with your host, McGarris Jackson. Today we have an exclusive interview with the one and only Mr. Isaac Va TUKPAH, who is running for senator of excuse my pronunciation, but MONTSERRODO County of Liberia. How are you today, Mr. TUKPAH?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Mr. TUKPAH, are you there?
Can you hear me? Yes, I'm here. I'm speaking, but I don't know if you can hear me.
While we wait for Mr. TUKPAH to come in, please do us a favor. And if you haven't yet, please like, follow, and subscribe LRTN on all social platforms. Mr. TUKPAH, are you in? I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties at the current moment. Mr. TUKPAH, are you in?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you, Mr. TUKPAH. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I thought you couldn't hear me.
Mr. TUKPAH is rating in or streaming in from Liberia, so excuse if the connection is a little choppy or if, the sound goes in and out. Mr. TUKPAH. Mr. TUKPAH.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Can you please tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Well, as your viewers know, I'm Liberian. I was born in Riverside County. Back then, it was a territory of Grand Bassa County. I was raised in MONTSERRODO County, specifically in the Soniwen slum area, and then in up Ashburn Street, Snapper Hill area, Rocktown area for those of your audience that know the area. I attended elementary school in MONTSERRODO County at Cathedral School. I took 1 year in sixth grade at Area C School in TUKPAH. Returned to Cathedral for seventh grade. Went to Carroll High School in Grassfield for eighth and ninth grades, and then came to high school at CWA where I graduated from. So after graduation, I worked for like a year with Chase Manhattan Bank because I didn't want to go to LU where I had taken the entrance. I only wanted to go to Cuttington where my friends were going. So I stayed out for a year, worked at Chase Manhattan, which was a real learning opportunity for me and a major difference in my orientation with regards to how I look at professionalism, work ethic, and just operating properly in the workplace. So there's no regret for missing school for that 1 year.
Thank you.
I'm a family man. I have a wife, 4 kids. One is out of college. My daughter is out of college. My son is a senior at Morgan State. My daughter goes to Brown University, and my other son goes to Michigan State University.
So you have all
My
educated
background,
children.
huh?
I said all your kids are educated.
Yes, and that's what I want for the Liberian kids to have too, that opportunity for education because they are just as smart, they are just um, as eager to learn as my kids have been. It's just a matter of finding the opportunities and giving them the right environment for them to be able to thrive in the education sector.
Mr. TUKPAH, may I ask you, what made you run for senator of MONTSERRODO? Am I pronouncing that right? MONTSERRODO County.
Yeah, MONTSERRODO County, that's right. We've had MONTSERRODO needs leadership, caring leadership, servant leadership. Most of our lawmakers have not stepped up to the level of servantship that they should. Our people are struggling, our people are striving, our people are resilient, but you can only be but so resilient. At some point, You need a real support system. You need people who advocate for you and make a difference. And I believe I can step into that role with my competence, my exposure, my ability, my education, the care and love I have for this country, and specifically for this county that I'm trying to run in, that I can make a difference working with a wide variety of people to make sure that Montserrado County benefits from my presence in the legislature, as well as my network out there in terms of trying to bring resources to bear.
Thank you. So we see here that you are actually running for the senatorial seat as an independent candidate. However, you were the chairman of the CDC at one point. Can you explain why you chose to run independently versus
Well,
running with any of the other political parties in Liberia?
well, I don't believe in jumping from one situation to another one. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Secondly, um, I haven't delved into any other political party's agenda because, in my consideration for my exit from the CDC, I was not necessarily focused on running for Monserrado. It was a bunch of supporters who believe in me, who believe I should make that move and do that. And then with the conviction, my own exploratory activities, I made that decision. But I don't think joining another political party or another political group at this time is beneficial for me. So I remain an independent candidate trying to make some, headway into this process.
All right. Thank you for that. Um, Now, if elected, you will be the senator of Montserrado County. Can you please tell us what difference do you plan on making in Montserrado County for the people that previous senators have failed to do?
All right. So my platform is a three-level platform. At the top of my platform, I focus on integration and transformation. To that effect, we have founded an organization called the Liberia Integration and Transformation Movement. The intent is to integrate Liberians, unify us more, help us to build more nationalism, more patriotism that focuses on how can we collectively advance Liberia with one mindset. Though may have different ideas, different suggestions, different implementation methodologies, but at the end of the day, we want a better Liberia. So we are bound by that one overriding commitment to make a difference for our country. So we work towards that. And then the transformation is about mindset change. We have so many um, I want to say strongholds, but so many perspectives that hold us down as a people. Whether it's collaborating together, whether it's wishing the best for each other, whether it's being able to prioritize country first before you know tribe or political party or ethnic group. So those are some of the things we want to change, and just the way we work with each other. Can we have built more confidence in our ability to collaborate? In a entrepreneurship kind of effort, or can we like work together for any one particular project that impacts our country? So that integration and transformation focuses on remolding ourselves as Liberians, building our nationalism, our patriotism, and being more comfortable working with each other for the advancement of our country. Then the next level of my platform focuses on the basic things that should just be there: rule of law, accountability, transparency, justice, and integrity. We expect our lawmakers to hold themselves at a certain level, to be accountable to the people, to be transparent, and to demand transparency from the other branches of government because they do have an oversight role as well. So we come
Mr.
down to my actual practical platform, which focuses on water, sanitation, hygiene, healthcare, education, agriculture, and tourism. I believe my platform is an integrated model that brings social services to our people. At the same time, it provides better healthcare, better education in terms of empowering our population, both from a brick and mortar perspective and a vocational and technical training perspective. And at the same time, it incorporates the economy. The agriculture portion and the tourism portion are huge job creators and huge how should I say, they'll be hugely diversifying our economy so that we are not just an extractive economy, but we are also attracting foreign exchange, we are retaining foreign exchange, and we are able to build a better balance of trade and balance of payments for our country.
And that's with the with I'm sorry, but that's with trying to pass the National Tourism Act. Is that correct?
Well, that's part of it in terms of tourism, but it's also about attracting potential investors, potential tourist businesses that can make an impact, that can take control of some of our wonderful tourist attraction sites and be able to make them, a place that people want to come to. I think naturally already with all the real development, people want to come to Liberia. If we can just make some cosmetic changes, like better access to our rainforest, better access to our national wildlife parks, and a couple other places, we have more people on our land, bringing in foreign exchange, bringing in, as well some new ideas. If we can utilize something we have in the law, black people can be citizens of this country. If we can invite the diaspora to come and join us to rehabilitate and build our country with a special mission to go out into some of the remote places, because many people out there don't mind trying to work with us to develop some of our hinterland areas. So it's all about planning, it's all about programming, and how we sell the vision to other people.
We had the opportunity to take a look at some of your videos, hence why we chose to interview you today. One of your videos showed that you were in sort of like, to describe it, sort of like a swamp like area where the area was kind of flooded with water. Can you explain a little bit more about that project and any other projects that you are handling or starting in Liberia in
Well,
regards to agriculture
that's
or water sanitation?
right. So that area is the new Matadi area, and
Okay.
people are basically living in the swamp. Okay, with hardly any sanitation, any access to water over there. And sometimes I believe a government has to protect its citizens from themselves. Monrovia, which is the capital city where these people live, especially in different slum communities, is overpopulated. And that's why we are pushing the agriculture and the tourism to decentralize the economic activities around the country, that people can decongest Monrovia and go into these other communities, these other counties, and be able to impact our people. So um, our stuff is not just economic, but it also focuses on the social side, on how we can expand the economic activity around the country, utilizing both agriculture and tourism. So in terms of activities, we have done a couple of different projects, from being able to sensitize people on the need for food security and to do more agriculture. We did a project with seedlings. We bought seedlings. We built a nursery. We worked with some agricultural graduates who have no jobs because there's no focus on the sector, and trying to enable our small farmers and other people who are interested in agriculture to be able to plant and be a part of the agricultural value chain. So we did that project. We were successful in producing the seedlings and sharing it around so many different communities, sensitizing people about food security, the need for us to go in that direction and move our country forward. We've also been involved with the youth. We have an organization called Youth Connect, where we work with different youths in different communities. We've it's a leadership, sports, and arts kind of organization, but we have been focused primarily on basketball so far. We're also working with youth in the community, where we meet on Tuesdays and Saturdays, where our camping headquarters is. We provide a little bit of feeding to get their attention, but we're also trying to focus them into the sciences. Working with one or two young people to build their organizations, young folks who have a wonderful idea from a nonprofit perspective and from an economic perspective. So there's a young man named Manfred Mulba who wants us to work together on building up a center for science and technology education. And we are moving forward with that. It has been wonderful working with him. He has also come to work with the kids in terms of bringing topics on science, just explaining to them. And many of our kids, unfortunately, are, are probably like at a higher age than they should be. So they are behind in terms of the standards of education. but they are eager to learn. So we have to work with those kids and see how we can push them that they can be able to catch up with their peers in other countries.
You know, education is the key to success. So before we go on with this interview, I would like to thank you and offer some appreciation to the fact that you're taking the initiative to actually educate the youth. So on your youth connections, I would like to ask, how could people get connected with you in regards to your campaign? How can people offer their help or volunteer their services to help you have a successful campaign?
That's wonderful. I can be reached by phone from the US at +1 301 655 5984. I can put it in the chat there.
And
301 655 5984. For those who want to, contact me in Liberia, it's +231. Don't forget it, the +231 770 774411. I'm also accessible by email at itukpa@gmail.com. And we have a couple of projects also that I can send you the link for, and you can share with your audience if possible. I'll put those numbers in the chat for you.
thank you.
We have a project to provide some solar energy, water, and agriculture in an integrated model to be able to service our community. It's a demonstration project to show that this particular model works. It can help develop communities. It can create some sustainability in communities. It provides drinking water. It provides water for sanitation. It provides water for agriculture. It provides solar energy for communal lighting, and also agriculture to provide some food security for people and some sustainability in terms of the community selling those products. So that's a project we have on hand. We have been having donations. I can send you the link, or I can see whether it's possible to shift and copy the link and put it in there for you to be. So let's try it. Let's see if we can still be online. Can you hear me still?
I can hear you still.
Wonderful. And I think the video is still on me, so I can go and capture those links and send it to you, for people to understand that, there's a lot of things out here, a lot of ways for them to be able to help our people move forward. And it's just, sometimes people do things for so many different reasons, but we believe that sometimes people with passion need to be supported in the effort to make the difference in the lives of other people. So we have right now a project where we collected some medical supplies for our people, as well as this agriculture project I just shared with you. So I've sent the link for two projects. The GoFundMe is out there for the medical supplies and for the development project that focuses on water, sanitation, energy, and food security for our people. So once we can demonstrate a model like that and show to people what the potential is, I think we'll get more buy-in for these kind of projects.
Thank you. Please, if any of our viewers, if you need the contact information is on the screen. Right now, the email address was just on itukpa@gmail.com. The first number with the 301 area code is the number located here in the US, and the African number would be put up shortly. Now, Mr.
Thank
Topa,
you
one
for
last.
giving me this opportunity to be able to share that information with your listening audience.
Hey, thank you for choosing Lrtn as your outlet or your media outlet to get this information out to our people. So it's really a thank you to you. But Mr. Topa, before we close our interview, I have two last questions. The first question is, before we close, I would like to give you an opportunity to reinstate your platform to your people, so again, they know who and what they are voting for Senator of MONTSERRODO County.
So thank you for giving me that opportunity. I didn't mention it before, but my platform cross-cutting on my platform. That means involvement in every level is youth empowerment, women empowerment, technology and infrastructure. Those four things are cross-cutting to my five key agenda items of water, sanitation, hygiene, healthcare, education, agriculture, and tourism. But one thing I want to mention, I didn't mention with the integration, is that we're not only integrating at a professional level, right? We are also trying to identify young Liberians, youths by UN definition between the ages of like 18 to 35 who are in the diaspora and connect them with youths in Liberia. Many youths in Liberia are passionate, they are driven for a mission, they want to work with other people, they want to get opportunities, experience, exposure. And I think if we start to connect our youths, it has a dual benefit, right? So the folks in here will benefit from the exposure and experience and advancement of those youths in the diaspora. And at the same time, the young people in the diaspora will benefit from this, getting acclimatized to our culture. Sometimes they get it from their parents, but sometimes your peers associating with them gives you a little bit more insight into the day to day, the real life of the people as they are currently, living in Liberia. So we want to bring our youth together as well. I know you had mentioned that you got some connection, or Mr. Johnson, Joseph Anderson rather, had mentioned that he has some connection with some youths. It would be wonderful if we can build this platform where we can work together and collaborate. There's actually an existing platform called Forium, FOREIUM.com. Is what it is being managed and created by a Liberian, Mr. George Creighton, before, or is still under the auspices of the United African Business Network. Is a platform for all of us as Africans in the diaspora, in Africa, on the continent, to have a platform where we can collaborate with everything African, where you can be able to find any kind of information African related that you want to have. So that platform is part of the integration effort and the transformation effort, because beyond just being about Montserrado County in Liberia, we also have a Pan-Africanist flavor that it is only through the overall development of Africa can we as black people really be able to progress. But to come back to again to restate the second level of my platform is just the basic governance thing, from rule of law to transparency, accountability, justice, and integrity. The expectation that people who take the responsibility to serve the people will actually be servants of integrity and not just position holders who want to benefit from the sweat of the people or from that role as being a leader of the people. Then finally, my agenda items: water, sanitation, hygiene, healthcare, education, agriculture, and tourism. And and some of the things I've been asked along the way, what will I do first? Well, I'm already drafting full bills that I want to push on in terms of as soon as in my first 90 days. Reform in agriculture, reform in healthcare, reform in education, as well as a youth and women empowerment legislation that will really bind us and hold us to some of these things that we need to do for this population that is so strategic towards the development of Liberia.
Thank you. Mr. Topa, one last question. Here at LRTN, we are all about the empowerment of Liberians here in America and abroad. So, what can we as a network do to assist you on your journey to becoming Senator of Mazzarado County?
Wow, that is that is so welcoming for you to ask that question. I think sharing such a platform with me is definitely a beginning. I don't know what your presence in Liberia is, but partnering with your people in Liberia, getting additional publicity from them being visible at some of the projects we work on, just engaging them, seeing what their mindset is, what some of the issues that they perceive, because we need a diversity of thoughts and ideas to these challenging problems that we face. No one person has the answers. So we need to work together, especially our progressive young people, in terms of what they are doing, how we can help support them. And with an organization like yours, working together to bring objective media to the people, objective information, enriching the discourse, and especially letting people understand, because unfortunately our National Elections Commission has not done a good job of educating our voters, especially the first time voters. So they are confused. There are a lot of issues on the table with the referendum that has three propositions. Not enough enlightenment has been given to our people on what those propositions are, what they represent, and how people should analyze the way they go forward in terms of what they vote for on the referendum. Then they got to vote for different candidates. When you are applying as a candidate to the National Elections Commission, they ask you a significant number of questions. It would be wonderful if the National Election Commission itself can vet some of those responses and then put them out on their website. That each candidate can have a profile that the voting audience or the voters can look at and be able to say, oh, this man has this experience, he has this exposure, he has done this, he has done that. Maybe he's a better candidate than this guy who has been in this position for X, Y years, has not contributed significantly. So it takes all of us to be able to contribute something. And the role you guys are playing now to bring Liberia to the public in a very vibrant and professional fashion is laudable. And I want to compliment you for doing that. And I look forward to us working together more behind the scenes in terms of how we can advance my campaign, how we can make a difference for our youths, connect them with youths in the United States, Liberian youths in the United States specifically, and be able to create opportunities for all these exciting things the youths are doing.
Thank you for that. Just please remember that LRTN, we are here, we are there, and we are everywhere. Even from America, we are still with you in Liberia. Thank you so much for your time today, Mr. Isaac TUKPAH.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to continuous engagement with your organization.
Thank you. And one message before we close. With 8 days before our presidential election here in America, I and our team here at LRTN would like to urge you, if you have not taken the opportunity to go out and vote, to please do so. Election day here in America is on November 3rd, 2020. Please make sure you do your part as a citizen and go out and vote. Well, that's it for LRTN Live. I'm your host, Miguel Jackson, and you guys have a great day.